Inside the night that Tupac Shakur was shot, and what led up to the Las Vegas AP. The first arrest in the 1996 death of Tupac Shakur came Friday with the murder indictment of Duane, Keffe D. Davis, one of the last living witnesses to the Las Vegas drive-by shooting of the hip-hop superstar. Here's a look at the hours that led up to the fatal gunfire. On the afternoon of September 7, 1996, Shakur and Suge Knight, the head of his music label, Death Row Records, arrived in Las Vegas along with an entourage that included Shakur's fiancee, Kidada Jones, along with his cousins and friends, to watch a heavyweight title fight between Mike Tyson and Bruce Seldon. At about 8:30 p.m., Shakur and Knight took their front row seats at the fight at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Shortly afterward the fight began. It would end less than 2 minutes later, with Tyson winning in a first-round knockout and taking Seldon's WBA heavyweight title. At about 8:40 p.m., moments after the fight ended, Shakur and Tyson, who were friends, hugged in celebration just off the arena floor. At about 8:50 p.m., in the hotel and casino area just outside the arena, Shakur, Knight and their entourage got into a brawl with a group that included Davis and his nephew Orlando, Baby Lane, Anderson, with whom Shakur had clashed before. Davis and Anderson were members of the Southside Compton Crips, a Southern California-based gang that were rivals of Knight's blood-affiliated gang, Mob Piru, Las Vegas police said. File. A visitor observes a display of late hip-hop artist Tupac Shakur during the press preview day for the Tupac Shakur Wake Me When I'm Free exhibition, Thursday, January 20, 2022, at the Canvas at LA Live in Los Angeles. The unsolved killing of Shakur has taken a major turn. Duane, Keffe D. Davis was arrested Friday morning, although the exact charge or charges were not immediately clear, according to two officials with first-hand knowledge of the arrest. The renewed activity comes nearly 30 years after Shakur was gunned down on September 7, 1996. AP photo, Chris Pizzello. File. Surveillance video showed Shakur and Knight kicking and punching Anderson near a bank of elevators, police said. Anderson, who was killed in an unrelated gang shooting in 1998, was long suspected in Tupac's death by authorities. Shortly before 9 p.m., Shakur, Knight and their entourage left the MGM Grand. From about 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., the exact timing of Shakur's night is less clear, but he was eventually bound to make a late appearance, along with Tyson and Knight, at Club 662, which Knight owned. Members of the Death Row entourage leaving the MGM Grand made a stop at the nearby Luxor Hotel and Casino, where Jones was staying, then stopped at a Las Vegas house Knight owned. Davis, meanwhile, would spend this time getting a gun to be used to retaliate for the casino fight, police alleged at a news conference Friday. At around 11 p.m., Shakur was riding in the passenger seat of a black BMW that Knight was driving near the Las Vegas Strip, and they were pulled over by police for playing music too loud and not properly displaying license plates. Shakur and Knight joked with the officers. The license plates were found in the trunk and they did not get a ticket. At about 11:15 p.m., the BMW paused at a stoplight at Flamingo Road and Koval Lane, a block from the Strip. We were on our way to Club 662, Malcolm Greenidge, a lifelong friend of Shakur who had traveled to Las Vegas with him and was riding in a car behind the BMW, told the grand jury that indicted Davis. Some women drove up on the passenger side. Mr. Shakur began talking to the women. We couldn't really hear what he was saying. We assumed he was probably inviting them to the club. A white Cadillac quietly pulled up alongside. Davis has said in interviews and wrote in his 2019 memoir that he was one of the men in the car. Police said at Friday's news conference that he was sitting in the passenger seat and handed the gun he'd obtained to one of the men in the back. After the ladies pull off, another car pulled up beside Mr. Shakur and Mr. Knight and an arm came out of the back window and began shooting, Greenidge told the grand jury. The shooter fired more than a dozen rounds. Shakur was hit with 4 bullets, 2 of them to his chest. Knight was grazed in the head by a bullet fragment but had only minor injuries. Knight is now serving a 28-year sentence for manslaughter in an unrelated California case. Time equals 400 ms. greater than. At about 11:20 p.m., police and paramedics arrived, and Shakur was taken to University Medical Center. In the days that followed, Shakur would have a lung removed and remain on a respirator in intensive care. He died 6 days later, on September 13. He was 25. Clark County, District Attorney Steve Wolfson speaks during a news conference on an indictment in the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur, Friday, September 29, 2023, in Las Vegas. AP photo, John Locker, caption correction. Correct spelling of name. Clark County District Attorney Steve Wolfson stands beside a photo of Duane, Keffe D. Davis during a news conference on an indictment in the 1996 murder of rapper Tupac Shakur, Friday, September 29, 2023, in Las Vegas. Monitor is rear has name misspelled. AP photo, John Locker, file. Rapper Tupac Shakur, left, and Death Row Records chairman Shakur and Suge Knight attend a voter registration event in South Central Los Angeles on August 15, 1996. Shakur died on September 13, 1996, the victim of a drive-by shooting in Las Vegas. Police have made an arrest for the killing of Shakur. AP photo, Frank Weiss, file.